Amplifiez votre passion pour la guitare pour quelques euros par mois. Rendez-vous sur lachaîneguitare.com. Amplify your passion for the guitar for a few dollars per month. Head over to theguitarchannel.biz. Welcome to the Guitar Channel. I am super happy to welcome you a new interview. I am with the one and only Tora. I'm not going to pronounce the rest of the name because I'm sure I'm going to destroy it. So Tora, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so now you have to teach me what is the correct way to pronounce your full name.
All right. So it's Tora Dale Ågård.
Oh my god, that's tough. Okay, Tura. So it's not Tora, it's Tura. Tura. Okay. After that?
Dale
Dale. Okay.
Ågård.
Oh god. Okay. So Tura, Dale, Ågård.
Perfect.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. That was my Norwegian lesson for today. Tell me, Tura. So what was your very first guitar?
My very first guitar was a Bill Nash guitar. Actually, it was a Strat and it was white, kind of relic, and it was pretty expensive actually. But it was a great guitar. But it got stolen, so that was sad. But yeah, that was my first guitar.
Okay. What was the initial inspiration to start to play the guitar?
I think it was just me wanting to get out kind of the music I felt inside of me, and I have always, been singing, but the guitar it became an obsession and I wanted to become good at it. So I think I just fell in love with the instrument right away, but I didn't start playing until I was 15, 16.
Okay, so you were singing before and then start to play the guitar after that?
Yes.
Okay. And any specific training or influences you want to mention?
Sure. John Mayer, of course, big, and also now Derek Trucks, amazing.
Okay.
John Scofield. And when I started out, I loved like Guns N' Roses and Slash.
Okay.
That was cool. And now Marcus King, amazing. Yeah, that's the name that kind of pops up.
Tell me a little bit more about the Norwegian guitar scene. Is there such thing as Norwegian guitar culture?
Oh wow, I'm still actually kind of new. So yeah, there are so many great guitar players here. But mostly men, of course.
Yeah.
Men. So, but I usually play like blues scenes. So that's kind of my friends and my guys. So yeah, a lot of great guitar players, but I'm not into that whole kind of, group yet.
Okay. And did you have to put up with male bullshit when you started to work as the female guitar player and singer? I guess you do, right? You did?
That's fun. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of that, oh, sweetie, let me help you. All of that.
Oh, you play great for a girl. Okay, that kind of shit, yes.
But yeah, definitely. But it has gotten way better, and now I think I've earned some respect over the last few years, so it's way better now.
Excellent. Let's talk about Girls. So the album is going to be released like on the September 10th, right? Something like that?
Yes.
Yeah. I was watching a couple of your short videos on Instagram where you were talking about Lately, one of the great songs of the album. So tell me, how do you usually compose?
Oh, wow. I have many different methods, but I usually just start out in Logic. It can be like a drum loop or a bass loop. Sometimes it's a guitar riff. It can also be just a word. If I like the word, I can work from that. But I usually have the guitar on me, and I can also use the guitar as kind of like a percussive instrument, like play the drums on the guitar and record that, because I'm no expert in Logic yet. So it can be many different. It depends on what kind of song it is that I want to write as well.
And when do you know that the song is finished and ready to be recorded?
Wow. My brother is my producer. So if I have a good idea, I know right away if the idea is good enough. then I just send it to him, and then he can start working on it because he's a producer, so he can make it sound good. And then if he agrees with me that this is a good idea, we just keep working on it. So it's us two together.
There is a great collaboration on the record with Joey Landreth with a song called One More Drink, which I love. I think probably maybe my favorite song on the album. So how was it to collaborate with Joey?
Oh, thank you. That is still kind of unreal. I'm such a big fan, and I still can't believe that actually happened. But he's an amazing musician, and when I got the tracks from him, I started crying because his guitar playing is like, I have chills now talking about it. He's that good, and hearing his voice on my song and him singing my words, it was just a very emotional moment, and I'm so grateful that he said yes.
And the slide guitar we hear on this particular song is just Joey playing slide, or you do play slide too?
I don't play slide, no.
Okay.
It's just, yeah.
Yeah, great song, and there is this great harmony between your two voices in the verse, which sounds really, really cool. There is also a song called Money on the record, where there is a cool guitar solos, kind of duet. Is that you playing with yourself, or is that interacting with another guitar player?
Right, that is me and my brother. He also plays guitar in my band. He's an amazing guitar player. So he starts off, and then I answer, and then he answer, and then we end off together with this harmonic. So he recorded that. He lives in a different city than me, so he just recorded his part, and then I recorded mine here, sent it to him. Boom, cool.
Okay. So most of the record was, most of the album was recorded this way, like remote and sending files back and forth?
Yeah, my guitars were basically recorded here, and I sent them to him because I have to travel a long way to get to the studio with plane and everything. So it's an expensive thing to do just to play a guitar solo. So I can just do it here. But all the vocals and the mixing we did together in the studio.
And yeah, let's talk about vocals. How do you work the melody, or how you sing with your guitar playing? Because usually it's not kind of natural to both sing and play at the same time. So did you have to work on that?
Oh yeah, and that is why John Mayer was so important to me, because he's a master at that. So that has taken me many years to be able to play the things that I do and sing at the same time and be a performer and be So that is just hours and hours of practicing, and it's kind of a muscle memory. I think that's what it is, to remember that the hands are just going without thinking, so you don't think about the fact that you're playing guitar as well. And I usually focus on my vocals because I think maybe I'm a better guitar player than a singer, so sometimes it's like, I need to focus on my singing more than my playing.
And who are the role model you have regarding your voice?
Oh, wow. I love Michael Jackson.
Okay.
I love Michael Jackson. And I can hear, I was listening to Michael Jackson, his album called Invincible the other day, and I can hear, I haven't listened to that in many years, but I hear that I have taken many of his lines naturally. They've just kind of been saved in the back of my mind. So there's a lot of, and Justin Timberlake, Bruno Mars, great kind of pop singers, I think. And also kind of, if you go back, like Etta James, listen a lot to her, a lot of Motown. So yeah, different things, but just great singers, I think.
One thing I love about your album Girls is that you are able to make this kind of very interesting cocktail between some super poppy kind of song mixed with interesting guitar stuff. So it creates this kind of a very modern cocktail. So was that something you wanted to achieve, to kind of mix two different, very different worlds?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people think of me as a blues artist or a blues guitarist. I'm really not. But I love blues guitar. I do love blues guitar, but I'm not a big fan of blues music necessarily. So I think if we mix my love for pop with my love for blues guitar, and like mix that together, you get, as you said, this cocktail of I don't even know, but it
Mm.
works. Yeah.
The sound of the record is very produced and it gives a very rich sound. So, do you think it's going to be a challenge to play this kind of music with very rich harmonies and so on stage, or are you going to rearrange everything?
Right. No, we play it basically the way it is on the record. We have great. My brother sings backing vocals. I have another girl who sings backing vocals as well,
Hmm.
and we practice and we rehearse many days to get this show together because it's difficult, like musically, to get this out there and to make it work. Because
Hmm.
as you said, it's very produced and arranged, especially the backing vocals. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of hard work, but when it works, it's an amazing feeling.
Mm.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about what kind of guitar and pedals and amp you use on the record.
So many different things. So many things. Wow. I don't even know where to begin. But I used we I didn't use the guitar. I didn't use the Mosu guitar because I haven't gotten it yet.
Hmm.
I think I used the vintage Telecaster a lot. It sounded great on songs like For a While and One More Drink. And Cry for Me. That's the Telecaster. So that was kind of the guitar because I had just gotten it, so I was kind of getting to know it,
Hmm.
and it sounded great on those songs. And I also think I used my vintage Strat, and I borrowed a Fender Strat from a friend as well. I think that yeah. So those three guitars basically, and I have a Helix that I use
Okay.
for many of the tracks that I just worked on the sounds and blah 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 until it sounded good. And then my brother did his own thing with some of the other guitars. So it's just a mix of so many different kind of things.
Hmm. So all the guitar sound we hear on the record when you play is basically the guitars you just mentioned with the Helix, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds really good. And there is also a song I didn't write. I didn't write the name of the song, but where you have a very tasty use of the tremolo effect, with very wide amplitude. So is that an effect you love to use?
Yeah, I do.
Mm.
I love that kind of movement in the sound. I think that's cool. And I also like to think that like every single song, I want to be able to play it on my own.
Mm.
It's the guitar, maybe a loop pedal. So I'm always having that in the back of my mind that I have to be able to play this song without the band as well.
Okay.
So yeah, that's also a thing.
Hmm. So you just mentioned the guitar that you are playing at the moment, built by Tom Marceau in France. So how did you get in touch with Tom?
Tom sent me a message on Facebook saying hello. And he was like, we really want to make you a guitar. And I didn't say no.
Okay. Hmm.
Obviously. I was like, sure. And then we started talking more and more. And I understood after a while that, wow, you really want to make my guitar,
Mm.
like with my name on it. And I was like, is this real? Thought he was joking. I like, why? Why me? What's going on? But we talked together, and he was just asked a few questions like, "What color do you want?" Blah 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 blah. I was like, sending him emails, and
Hmm.
sudden boom, a guitar in my house, and I was blown away.
Yeah,
I,
really. Hmm.
oh my god! And that is not something I'm just saying because I have gotten a few free guitars.
I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, but and I like all of my guitars, but this one, oh my god! And also, all of my friends who have tried it, who are guitarists themselves, have been like, "What guitar is this?" And two of my friends have ordered a Marsu guitar after trying mine just once.
Okay. Cool.
Website, ordered the guitar,
Mm.
done.
Mm.
It's that good.
What was the specification you wanted from Tom to build your guitar?
You know what? I didn't have because, as I said, I really didn't understand how serious he was about this.
Mm.
I was like, Tom, you just do whatever you think works, because this
Okay.
I didn't like get it, but I said I want the best of the best,
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted it to be a Strat. I wanted it to be black and kind of relic. and maple neck and all of this, and it just 11 like the string, and
Gauge,
one,
yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
I wanted to be a guitar that I could use for everything, so I can just travel with one guitar. Just
Mhm.
because I will always travel with one or two or three, and it's just so heavy for my for my back. So one guitar that I can use for everything. And he was like, "Gotcha."
Mhm. Because I suppose, I think on your Instagram profile you have like 130,000 followers, so you must have quite a lot of solicitation or brands or builders coming to you to propose some collaboration, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
that's true.
So is that because Tom has a nice, sexy French accent that you choose Tom? You know, we all have some sexy French accent, right, in France. So that's the way we speak English.
That was the only reason. It was his sexy accent. And the fun thing is, I didn't know how to pronounce the name of the company.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I sent him a video saying, "Tom, I
Mm-hmm.
am doing a live stream on Instagram playing on my new guitar, but I don't know how to say the name of the guitar."
Okay. What
So
what was the Norwegian way to pronounce his name then?
wow,
How would you say it?
ma, ma, I don't know much, sir, see, say, but
Okay. Okay. Sounds interesting.
yeah. And he sent me a video going like Marceau,
Ah yeah, it has to be Marceau. Yes. Mm-hmm.
and I practice like Marceau,
Mm-hmm.
Marceau. But he still thinks that I say it kind of funny, but I'm working on it. I'm working.
Okay. I had the pleasure to meet Tom a couple of times, and in fact, I think it was last year. He had a big inauguration of his new workshop, which is west of France, and I think you did you chose really well because he's a great guitar builder with a very strong vision about what he wants to do with the guitar. So and I had the pleasure also to meet him. I think it was like 2 months ago because he was at a guitar camp. I was there too, and we talked about you and say, okay, so what's the story with Tora? How did you got in touch and everything? And he was super excited about the collaboration he has started with you. So that's a good thing.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other day, I watched an interview, a super interesting interview you did with Mary Spender, and it was the full interview is very interesting. So I encourage the people watching this to watch the interview, and I think it is on her YouTube channel, right?
Yes.
And she's huge on YouTube, and you are huge on Instagram. So my question for you is that was that a deliberate strategy from your end to okay, I'm going to work my ass on Instagram because that's the way I want to communicate? Or so what's your thought about that?
Right, that's a good question. No, I never really thought about Instagram as a thing that I didn't want to be big on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I used it because I wanted to be better at playing guitar, and it was a great way of practicing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I said to myself, okay, during this week I will share a video of me playing this arrangement of whatever song, right? So that meant that I had to practice so much that I could film it and post it on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of a part of my practice schedule. Uh, and without me even thinking about it, all of a sudden people started sharing my videos. And I woke up one day and my phone was blowing up because someone shared it and liked it. And since then, I think that was maybe 2 years ago, it is just kind of blown up,
Mm-hmm.
which is very, very cool. But it was never a strategy, it was just pure luck and hard work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And is it once you have this kind of community around you in Instagram, I guess you have to maybe double check what you post or what you're going to check, or it for you it is still okay. Okay, I have 130,000 followers, but I'm posting the same stuff as if I had only 500 or 5,000.
Yeah, I think a lot about what I'm posting, especially now,
Mm-hmm.
because now it's a part of my job.
Yeah.
Because I also have to represent like Marceau
Mm-hmm.
and different, and Boss gives me pedals and all of this, so I have to represent them in a good way because we are working together, and I can also make money from different kind of deals
Okay. Mhm.
To take it very seriously. But in my story, like when I share Instagram stories, I'm like just this blah, blah. I dance and I just whatever drink beer and have fun. But when I post posts, I work really really hard on them. And so yeah, it's a lot of work
Mhm.
actually. It takes a long time to get it finished.
Mhm. And is it, are you able to see an actual link between the kind of activities you have on Instagram versus the activities you have as a working musician? I mean, did it help you? Does it help you to get gigs and to get actual work, or it's almost like two different worlds? You know, sometimes we have the idea, okay, oh my God, this girl, I have more than 100,000 people on Instagram. She must be rich and playing all over the place. But in fact, it's not always a direct correlation, you know, a direct translation. So how does it work for you?
Yes, good question. Yes, that's very true. Uh, when I started on Instagram, I was already playing a lot of gigs, so I
Mm-hmm.
was already a working musician. So that's where I started, and I have never wanted to be a bedroom guitar player.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what I mean,
Yeah.
I want to be on stage because I was kind of born on stage. I
Mm-hmm.
feel at home there. So it was, but it's what it turned out to be for me was that I was already working as a musician, and this Instagram thing happened, uh, and then it kind of synced together because people were starting to see, oh, you're actually a good guitar player because we saw. So now we want to book you for this festival, and we saw you
Mm.
on YouTube, and now you have this deal, and it's just putting yourself out there, promoting yourself is super scary, but so worth it. But I think it's very important to make sure that you don't stay in your room and hide
Mm.
because just being on Instagram, it's not real life. And I can make everything look perfect. My face can look perfect. I can add filters. I can wear the right clothes, say the right things, but that's not real life. So I do that, but that's kind of separate from what I'm really doing.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a mix because it's my career. So
Mm-hmm.
that
And
makes sense.
was it an effective tool for you to get? I don't know how you got in touch with Joel Andreth, for example, but is it useful to have such a big community on Instagram to start collaboration with musicians, or not really?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Because I think if I ask, let's say that when I asked Joe Landreth, hello, do you want to sing on my record? I know I haven't talked to you before. You don't know who I am.
Mm.
I think obviously he will click on my profile and see through some of my videos who is this person. Uh, and if he likes what he sees and thinks that it's good and he wants to be a part of it, he will say yes, right? So of course it links together all of these things because people see what you do, what kind of style you play, and
Mm-hmm.
if they think you're good or not, if they want to be linked to your name. So yeah, it helps, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that would be an advice you would give to young musicians to actually invest some time either on Instagram, YouTube, or whatever to actually get in touch, to start to build a community, and to get in touch with trying to find a fan base and to get in touch with them.
Yes,
Mm.
definitely. You can look at it, especially now during these Corona times when we are not out playing as much as we usually do. I think it's important, especially for young musicians, to think of it maybe like a resume, like your social media profiles, where people can just click and see, aha,
Mm-hmm.
right. Uh, because that's what we have right now when everything is closed. So it's a perfect time to start using it and taking it seriously.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Think about everything you post and make sure that you can go back 2 years from now and look at it and say, yes, that was good enough, right?
Okay.
And
did
ready.
did you had to go in the past and delete some past posts because you were not proud enough about what you post at the time?
Oh, wow. I think maybe I have deleted like two or three
Okay,
videos,
two of it's not that bad.
but it's fun to see where you started out and
Mm.
where you're now. So that's part of the fun.
Mhm. You just mentioned the coronavirus we are in at the moment. So, what was the immediate impact on your life as the working and touring musician?
Well, everything was canceled, obviously. We were supposed to do a UK tour that was moved. We were supposed to release our album in March. That didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a lot of gigs, and it was going to be a great summer for us as a band. So the world kind of stopped, as it did for everyone, and it was very difficult. I was very sad for a few days. It was because your life just changed, and
Mm-hmm.
you don't know how to adapt to that. So yeah, it was difficult. I have to be honest and say that.
And
Yeah.
did you do some live concert or stuff like that, or you want really to keep the live stuff for the live situation and the online thing is something different?
Right, I did 4 kind of streaming concerts because there's a lot of money in that,
Mm-hmm.
and I needed to pay my rent.
Okay.
I didn't have any gigs, so I had to make money somehow, and that was very cool because then I had to do an hour show just by myself because we couldn't be more people on stage. So it was just me, no people in the audience, just camera crew, and I played for 1 hour. No applause, nothing, just. And after I'd done 4 of those, I was like, this was so cool because it was different. I learned so much from that. And now I have 1 hour of music that I can play on my own. So that was very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I did that.
And what was the changes you had to make to, because there is no interaction obviously with the audience and so on. So how do you adjust? How did you adjust?
Yeah. No, I just thought it was fun. I know a lot of people think that is difficult and different and weird, but it just made perfect sense to me. It was like maybe doing like a TV performance or being in the studio, and I kind of liked it because I could. I'm this as a person always, as you might see. So it was a good feeling to kind of breathe and just take it slow, take my time, talk about the songs, and just be more calm. And I think the people watching at home liked me calmer,
Mm-hmm.
very intense. So yeah, no, I just think it was super fun.
And you said you were able to actually make money out of that. So were people buying ticket or were they doing some donation during the concert? How did you do that?
Yeah, some donations during the
Donations. Okay. Okay. Cool.
yes.
Excellent. Very interesting. Tell me a little bit more about your life as a musician. Do you have some kind of discipline to practice both your voice and guitar playing?
Yeah, for 2 years, the last 2 years, I practice every single day. I practice every single day. That was all I did for 2 years, and traveled and played gigs. I didn't want to do anything else because I wanted to become a very good guitar player, uh, and that I could be proud of. You know, if you do a show and someone sends you like a tape or a film of your show, or you
Mhm.
see it on Facebook or whatever, and you listen to it and you go, "Oh no, that embarrassed," but now it's all over the internet and you can't do anything, right? I never wanted that feeling again.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, nope, practice, practice, practice. Like way too much. I didn't have a lot of friends during that time. um, but what it turned out to be was that I naturally, for me now playing guitar, I don't need like a schedule. I don't need to plan it. It's just the first thing I do when I wake up. I put on my guitar and I start recording, playing, writing songs because that is my joy, my passion, job. It's the thing that I want to do. So it's what it is.
Mhm. Is there some specific part of your playing that you want to improve in the future?
Of course.
Mhm.
Wow, so much. Oh wow, so much. I want to. My music theory knowledge, it's not weak, but it can be way better.
Mhm.
So when I feel motivated to do that, I want to learn more music theory when it comes to the guitar, know my instrument better. I want to be able to play faster. So I'm now working on my speed, um, and like my pick technique because I play a lot with my fingers
Mhm.
because I like the sound. I love that sound. I'm kind of tired of the.
I see what you mean. Yes.
So I'm pretending to be Jeff Beck.
Mhm.
Uh, but um, So yeah, I want to be able to play faster, not to play fast all the time, but to be slow blues, and then back. So I'm working on my speed now. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And what would be the advice you would like to give to musician watching you and say, oh, and thinking, okay, that's what I want to do. I want to be a star on Instagram. I want to rock the people, sing and everything. So, how should they start?
Wow. I think people need to understand. I think I've said this before, but I think people need to understand that it's a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
If you really, really want it, it's a lifestyle. You can't do it 50% because then you will get 50% of it, right? If you want that whole package of being, as I like to call it, a rock star, whatever. I'm not a rock star, but you know that whole thing.
Yeah.
Then you have to say no to fun stuff. So you have to stay at home and work, and you don't have a boss telling you to show up. It's all up to you, and that requires a long time training your brain to learn how to. Okay, I'm out of the couch. I'm going to work. You're not going to work. You're just going over there to play guitar in the living room, right? So just to know that it's a lifestyle and it requires all of you and all of your time. But the thing is, if it's fun, it's fun, right? If it's what you want to do, it's what you want to do. So it's no problem. But you have to feel it and hear that you want it.
It reminds me of something you mentioned in the Mary Spender interview, that you say you decided very early that no, you are not going to play for free anymore. Which was a very difficult decision to make, because sometimes people say, oh yeah, come, you will have visibility. No, I'm not able to pay you, and blah 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 blah. So it's a good thing to decide that. So how was it to actually implement that decision in your life?
Yeah, right. It was difficult. I mean, I know I said to Mary that I never played for free. I'm sure that I did at some point, but mostly no. That doesn't mean that people paid me a lot of money to play when I started out, not at all. But it's important for people who want to book musicians to understand that it's a job, right? And we as musicians are the only one who can tell these people that you have to pay for people to come and entertain you, because we have been practicing for many years to be able to give you good music and to entertain you. This is not something that we woke up one day and boom, I know how to play guitar, or I know how to sing, or whatever. It's something you work on. So I feel kind of a responsibility for the people coming after me, that they can get paid, because you should get paid to play music. I mean, obviously.
Yeah. Obviously, yeah, definitely. It should be more obvious than it is usually, yeah, definitely. Tell me, there is one more quarter to go for 2020, then we will be in 2021. So what are the big projects you have in store at the moment?
Well, now we are the album release next week, and definitely that's all I'm working on right now. That's super, super fun. I'm very scared and excited about that. But I think people will like it. It's a very good album. I'm very proud of it. And we are doing a release concert in Oslo, actually, for 200 people.
Nice. Is it going to be streamed also, or just for the 200 people?
Just for the 200 people.
Okay.
Yes, but I have a camera crew that I've booked, so I will get it on tape, because it's going to be awesome. Yes. And then we are doing a few gigs. And now I started working on album number 3. Because all the gigs we were supposed to do this summer and this fall is moved to next year. So it's a kind of it's not that much happening this fall, but it's enough. It's enough. Doing a lot of gigs on my own, which is very cool. And just, yeah, try to be productive and work, even though there's a virus place. So try to stay positive.
Yeah, I think that's the only way we can survive this kind of strange period we are going through. We know that Winternam was cancelled. So in the past, did you have the opportunity to go to guitar shows like that?
I was supposed to go to NAMM like in January next year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the plan
Mm-hmm.
with Boss. But I think that no, that won't happen.
Nope.
So, but yeah, as soon as we can go to NAMM again, I will go there.
Okay, that's cool. So maybe we'll see each other at the next Winter NAMM. It's not going to be Winter NAMM 2021 because this one is cancelled, but hopefully another show. Any chance we are going to see you play in France? Will you come to see Tom Marceau in his workshop?
Of course. I have to see that sexy face in person, you know.
Yes.
No, definitely will come to France to visit Tom and also to play gigs. And I've never been to France, so I would love to do that. I would love to play like in Germany, and that was the plan, to just travel everywhere and play. So that is the next big plan. And also I have to say, my 2 signature guitars will be for sale in the middle of September.
Yes, Tom told me that. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and so there is the Stratocaster and a Telecaster model, or Telecaster kind of model, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, that's very cool. And hopefully, if you come to Paris, you can come here at my showroom in Paris, and we'll do a guitar in hand interview. Deal?
It's a deal. It's a date.
All right. Tura, it was great to have you on the show. So thank you very much for your time. I congratulate you again for the upcoming release of the album. Girls is really great stuff. And again, I think the cocktail between guitar stuff and modern pop stuff is, which is kind of a difficult cocktail to make work. And you did it. So congratulations for releasing such a good collection of great songs.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And hopefully next time you will be sitting right next to me in the showroom to do an interview. Okay?
I agree.
All right. Thank you very much for your time, Tura. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, my friend.
Pour le prix d'un magazine, abonnez-vous à la chaîne Guitare pour accéder aux vidéos intégrales. For the price of a magazine, subscribe to the Guitar channel to access the full videos.